Finland, officially the Republic of Finland, covers 338,145 square kilometers in northern Europe, making it Europe's 65th largest country by area. Its land sits between Sweden to the west, Russia to the east, and Norway to the north, with a 1,250-kilometer Baltic Sea coastline to the south. As of April 2025, Finland's population stands at about 5.64 million, giving it one of the lowest population densities in Europe. The country uses the euro and is divided into 19 regions and 309 municipalities, each governed by elected councils. In 2024, Finland's nominal GDP reached roughly $306 billion, ranking 48th globally, with per-person output near $54,773, placing Finland among Europe's wealthier nations. Helsinki, the capital, leads as a center for design, technology, and dynamic urban life. By night, its skyline glows with rooftop bars like Atelji, offering panoramic sea views, and underground clubs such as Kaiku and Kuudeslinja in the Suvilahti and Kallio districts, where electronic and techno DJs spin until 4 a.m. on weekends. Beyond the city, Finnish winters invite visitors to unique ice bars and smoke saunas under the northern lights, blending modern style with ancient traditions. This mix of spacious forests, cutting-edge cities, strong social welfare, and a nightlife that balances sophistication and warmth makes Finland an exceptional place to live, work, and explore. Geography and location. Finland stretches across 338,145 square kilometers on the eastern edge of the Baltic Sea, encompassing mainland and the Åland Islands archipelago. Its southern shore along the Gulf of Finland and the Gulf of Bothnia provides about 1,250 kilometers of coastline, dotted with rocky skerries and sandy beaches. To the north, roughly one-third of the country extends above the Arctic Circle, where summer days never fully darken and winter nights bring the aurora borealis. Finland borders Sweden for 586 kilometers on the west, Norway for 729 kilometers in the north, and Russia for 1,313 kilometers to the east. These land boundaries traverse forested hills, river valleys, and the rugged fells of Lapland. Inland waters are abundant. Over 180,000 lakes and thousands of rivers dot the landscape, with Lake Saimaa, the largest, covering 4,400 square kilometers and linked by canals to the Gulf of Finland. The country divides into 19 regions, maakunnat, from the urban south of Uusimaa, home to Helsinki, to the sparsely populated northern region of Lapland. The southern and central regions lie on the Baltic Shield's thin soils, supporting fertile farmland and hardy coniferous forests. About 73% of Finland is forested, mostly pine, spruce, and birch, while agricultural land makes up less than 8%. Peatlands and mires cover significant tracts, storing carbon and providing unique habitats. Finland's climate is classified as boreal and humid continental. The maritime influence of the Baltic Sea and North Atlantic Current moderates coastal temperatures, keeping winter averages near -3 degrees Celsius in Helsinki, while Lapland winters dip below -15 degrees Celsius. Summer highs range from 15 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, with long daylight hours supporting rapid growth in forests and farmland. Seasonal contrasts in daylight, midnight sun in summer and polar night in winter shape Finnish culture and outdoor activities, from midnight hikes to ice fishing under the northern lights. Economy and GDP. Finland's economy is a modern mixed system anchored by high-value industries, services, and sustainable management of natural resources. In 2024, Finland's nominal GDP reached about $306 billion, ranking it 48th in the world, while GDP per capita stood near 54,773 US dollars, placing Finland among Europe's wealthier nations. After slowing in 2023, real GDP growth is forecast to be 0.8% in 2025 and 1.8% in 2026, reflecting gradual recovery in domestic demand and global trade. The service sector dominates Finland's economy, accounting for roughly 72% of GDP. Key areas include information and communications technology, ICT, finance, healthcare, and education, with Helsinki and other urban centers serving as innovation hubs. Manufacturing contributes around 26% of GDP, led by electronics, machinery, paper products, and transport equipment, all legacy strengths from Finland's industrial history. Agriculture and forestry together make up under 5% of output, but remain important for rural livelihoods and export of timber and paper goods. International trade is vital to Finland's open economy. In 2023, exports totaled approximately 92 billion euros, with electrical and optical equipment, machinery, and paper products as top categories. Major export partners include Sweden, Germany, the United States, the Netherlands, and China, together accounting for nearly half of export revenues. Imports of machinery, chemicals, and refined petroleum likewise underscore Finland's integration into global value chains. Unemployment rose to 8.4% in 2024, up from 7.2% in 2023, as the labor market adjusted to slower growth and structural shifts in industry. Meanwhile, inflation averaged 1.6% in 2024, easing cost pressures after the spikes of 2022, and is expected to remain close to the European Central Bank's target in 2025. Finland's public finances face a moderate deficit, around 4% of GDP in 2024, but benefit from high credit ratings and stable fiscal policies. The country's sovereign wealth of pension reserves and prudent debt management underpin confidence. Looking forward, Finland aims to boost productivity through green technology, digital services, and continued investment in education and R&D. This balanced approach positions Finland for steady, sustainable growth in the coming years. Nightlife. Finland's nightlife thrives in its urban centers, with Helsinki leading the way and vibrant scenes in Tampere and Turku following closely. In Helsinki, the districts of Kallio and Punavuori are known for their bohemian bars and pubs, offering casual spots where live music and craft beers flow until 2 a.m. on weekdays and later on weekends. Many bars, such as Trilby and Chadwick, stay open past 2300, catering to night owls seeking quality cocktails in intimate settings. Rooftop lounges like Atel G Bar provide panoramic views over the city skyline and often serve until 2 a.m., blending style with late-night ambiance. For those who prefer dancing, Helsinki's clubbing scene includes internationally acclaimed venues, Aniwali and Kaiku, where techno and electronic DJs play until 4 a.m. on weekends, drawing both locals and tourists. Smaller gems like Liberty or Death and Crystal Show Club host themed nights and live performances, ensuring every music taste finds its place. TripAdvisor reviewers also highlight Apollo and Milaklubi for their energetic crowds and late closing times. Outside the capital, Tampere offers a compact but lively after-dark scene. The Finlayson area features bars and clubs in converted factory buildings, while the Heminkatu main street bustles with pubs and karaoke spots. Turku, Finland's oldest city, blends riverbank bars and student-fueled clubs around the Aura River, with venues like Bar Hostel and Klubi staying open until 3 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Throughout Finland, nightlife follows clear rules. Bars and clubs must close by 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. depending on local licenses, and public transport in major cities runs late on weekends to ensure safe journeys home. The minimum age for entry is 18, with stricter controls on alcohol service to promote safety. Annual events, such as Helsinki's Flow Festival after-parties and Tampere's Tammerfest, extend the party season, filling venues with live music and DJ sets deep into the night. Whether sipping cocktails under the northern lights in Oulu or dancing beneath neon lights in Helsinki, Finland's nightlife balances modern club culture with a warm, inclusive atmosphere. From rooftop lounges to underground techno temples, each city offers its own flavor of late-night excitement. Natural attractions. Finland's vast and varied landscapes offer a wealth of natural attractions, from deep forests and clear lakes to rugged fells and coastal archipelagos. Roughly 73% of the country is covered by forest, providing habitat for diverse wildlife and endless opportunities for hiking and berry picking. Water shapes Finland's character. With about 188,000 lakes and 34,500 square kilometers of freshwater, the nation is often called Land of 1,000 Lakes. The backbone of Finland's conservation network consists of 41 national parks, preserved to protect key ecosystems and offer accessible nature experiences. Near Helsinki, Nuuksio National Park spans forests and lakes just a short drive from the capital, hosting threatened species like the Siberian flying squirrel. Up north, Pallas Yllästunturi National Park, one of the oldest, founded in 1938, draws hikers to its gentle fells and offers panoramic views of tundra landscapes. In eastern Finland, Koli National Park sits atop forested hills overlooking Lake Piilinen, celebrated in Finnish art and literature for its stunning vistas. The Seaside Archipelago National Park in the southwest protects the labyrinthine archipelago sea with more islands than anywhere else on Earth, perfect for kayaking and island hopping. Finland's freshwater jewels include Lake Saimaa, the largest at 1,393 square kilometers, known for its rare Saimaa ringed seal, and Lake Päijänne, which supplies drinking water to millions. The network of waterways, connected by canals, invites boating, fishing, and lakeside cottage retreats that define summer life. Farther north, above the Arctic Circle, the polar phenomena heighten Finland's appeal. Visitors chase the northern lights from late August through April, staying in glass-roofed cabins or wilderness huts designed for aurora viewing. In summer, the midnight sun bathes Lapland in 24-hour daylight, allowing midnight swims and sauna sessions under golden skies. Together, these natural attractions, from dense boreal forests and thousands of lakes to national parks, archipelagos, and Arctic light shows, make Finland a premier destination for wild, unspoiled scenery and year-round outdoor adventure. Tourism income and top spots. In 2022, total tourism demand in Finland reached about 14.8 billion euros, up 31% from the previous year, though still 9% below 2019 levels before the pandemic. Of that, foreign visitors spent roughly 3.4 billion euros, about 23% of the total, while domestic tourism accounted for the remainder, reflecting strong local travel traditions. International arrivals rebounded to 5.65 million in 2023, nearing pre-pandemic numbers of 6.3 million in 2017 and supporting tens of thousands of jobs in hospitality, transport, and attractions. Visitor exports, the direct contribution of travel and tourism to GDP, totaled 5.6 billion euros, 2.1% of GDP in 2022, and are forecast to grow to 8.1 billion euros by 2033 as arrivals and spending rise. Helsinki leads in overnight stays, drawing culture and business travelers to landmarks such as the Helsinki Cathedral, Suomenlinna Sea Fortress, and the contemporary Kiasma Museum of Contemporary Art. Further north, Rovaniemi's Santa Claus Village attracts over 600,000 visitors annually, with more than 1.2 million overnight stays in 2023, making Lapland a top winter destination for aurora viewing and reindeer experiences. Natural wonders also rank high. The Saimaa Lake District, home to Europe's rare Saimaa-ringed seal, welcomed growing numbers of summer holidaymakers for boating and cottage stays. The annual Midnight Sun Film Festival in Lapland and the Flow Festival in Helsinki each draw tens of thousands, extending visitor seasons beyond traditional peak months. Key tourist routes, such as the Rail Baltica passenger ferry links and extensive domestic flights, support accessibility, while Finland's tourism board promotes off-season and regional experiences to spread economic benefits. Sector forecasts by the World Travel and Tourism Council project, visitor exports could reach €8.1 billion by 2033, driven by growth in ecotourism, cultural events, and Arctic adventures. Together, a mix of urban culture in Helsinki, festive attractions in Lapland, and unspoiled lake and forest environments across the country underpin Finland's tourism rebound and future growth, balancing economic impact with sustainable development goals. Natural resources. Finland's abundant natural endowments, forests, water, minerals, peatlands, and renewable energy form the backbone of its economy and environmental stewardship. Forests cover roughly 73.9% of Finland's land area, amounting to about 22.5 million hectares. These woodlands supply timber for construction, pulp, paper, and bioenergy, while supporting critical biodiversity and recreation. Sustainable forestry is widespread. Over 95% of commercial forests carry PEFC or FSC certification, ensuring responsible management and long-term health of forest ecosystems. Finland's wood exports, especially sawn timber and pulp, represent nearly half of the country's annual forestry product shipments, underlining the sector's export importance. Water shapes both landscape and energy production. Finland holds about 377 billion cubic meters of renewable freshwater annually, feeding over 188,000 lakes and thousands of rivers. Hydropower accounts for around 16% of the nation's electricity generation, with an installed capacity of roughly 3,100 megawatts across hundreds of plants. Large reservoirs buffer seasonal flows, while small-scale hydro supports remote communities. These resources, combined with nearly 43% of energy from other renewables, wind, solar, bioenergy, position Finland second in the EU for renewable share. Beneath the surface, Finland's mineral wealth focuses on industrial ores and construction materials. Annual quarry outputs exceed 500 million tons of limestone, gravel, sand, and silica, vital for cement, glass, and infrastructure. Metallic mining, copper, nickel, gold, cobalt, centers on the Kevitsa and Suurikusako deposits, with new lithium projects, Keliber, set to add 15,000 tons of battery-grade lithium annually from 2026. Although metallic ores are modest compared to forest and water assets, they support high-tech manufacturing and export revenue. Finland's peatlands cover about 30% of land, over 9 million hectares, storing vast carbon reserves but facing restoration for climate goals. Peat extraction for energy is declining, with plans to phase out peat-fired power by 2030. Agriculture occupies just 7.5% of land, producing dairy, barley, oats, berries, and specialty crops under precision farming techniques adapted to short growing seasons. Across all sectors, Finland pursues a circular economy. Waste streams, from forestry residues to urban refuse, are converted into energy, materials, and soil amendments, aiming to end all waste by 2050. This integrated management of forests, water, minerals, peatlands, and energy reflects Finland's commitment to sustainable prosperity and ecological resilience. Culture and people. Finland's society reflects both deep-rooted traditions and modern values, shaped by its 5.64 million residents and a growing international community. As of March 2025, Finland's population was 5,640,437, an increase driven largely by migration to urban regions like Uusimaa around Helsinki. About 8% of residents were born abroad, and another 2% are second-generation immigrants, representing over 220 countries and adding cultural diversity to Finnish life. Finnish and Swedish are the two official languages, spoken by roughly 85% and 5% of the population respectively, with 3 Sami languages also officially protected in the north. Public services, education, and signage adapt to local language needs, reflecting Finland's commitment to regional autonomy and inclusion. In addition, over 150 other languages, such as Russian, Estonian, Arabic, and English, are used in Finnish classrooms and communities, underscoring a multilingual reality. Education and literacy are pillars of Finnish culture. Finland consistently ranks at the top in international assessments. 22.2% of adults attain the highest levels of literacy and problem-solving skills, more than double the global average. Public education is free through secondary school, and lifelong learning is encouraged, contributing to high civic engagement and trust in institutions. Traditional festivals connect Finns to nature and history. Juhannus, midsummer, in late June, lights up the countryside with bonfires, midsummer wreaths, and communal sauna rituals, celebrating the summer solstice with both solemnity and revelry. On Independence Day, December 6th, Finns honor national heroes with candlelit windows and formal dances, blending quiet reflection with patriotic pride. Sauna culture is perhaps Finland's most iconic tradition. With 3.3 million saunas, nearly one per household, public and private saunas alike serve as spaces for relaxation, socializing, and well-being. The UNESCO-listed sauna tradition underscores its role in Finnish identity, and innovations like smoke saunas and ice-cold plunges link past and present. Underlying these customs is sisu, a concept of stoic determination and resilience that Finns invoke during challenges large and small. Sisu embodies courage and willpower, driving innovations in technology, design, and social policy. Combined with strong gender equality, Finland scores 74.4 out of 100 on the EU Gender Equality Index, ranking 8th, and a welfare system that includes universal health care and subsidized childcare. These cultural traits create a society that values both individual strength and collective support. Cost of living and daily life. Living in Finland offers high-quality public services and a strong social safety net, but comes with above-average expenses compared to many European countries. Rent is often the single largest monthly cost. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center averages around €775 per month, while outside the center, it drops to €625. In Helsinki, prime areas command slightly higher prices, about €1,049 centrally and €835 on the outskirts. But smaller cities like Tampere or Turku can be 20 to 30% cheaper. Utilities for a standard 85 square meter flat, covering heating, electricity, water, and waste, typically cost between €150 to €300 monthly, depending on season and building efficiency. High-speed internet adds roughly 30 to €40 per month for unlimited data in urban areas. Food and groceries in Finland are priced slightly above the EU average. Basic items include 30 euro cents for 0.25 liters of milk, 62 euro cents for a loaf of white bread, and 61 euro cents for a half dozen eggs. A moderate monthly grocery bill ranges from 250 to 350 euros per person based on dietary habits and shopping choices. Dining out is more costly. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant starts around 12 to 15 euros, while a three-course dinner at a mid-range venue can exceed 40 euros per person. Public transport is reliable and well integrated. In the Helsinki region, a monthly pass costs roughly 58 euros, granting unlimited travel on buses, trams, metros, and commuter trains. Outside the capital, Regional passes range from 50 to 70 euros depending on zone coverage. Many urban residents also cycle or use ride-sharing to complement transit. Despite high living costs, Finnish wages are among Europe's strongest. The average gross monthly salary is about 4,140 euros, translating to a net take-home pay around 2,700 to 3,000 euros after taxes and social contributions. Finland's progressive tax system includes a 25.5% VAT on most goods and services, with reduced rates for food and books, helping finance universal health care and education. Healthcare is publicly funded through general taxation, with out-of-pocket fees capped annually. Visits to general practitioners cost around 20 to 30 euros after subsidies. Private insurance is available but less common due to Finland's comprehensive public scheme. Daily life in Finland emphasizes work-life balance and outdoor recreation. The guaranteed everyman's right allows free access to forests and lakes, encouraging weekend cabin retreats, berry picking, and cross-country skiing. While a single person's monthly expenses can reach 1,500 to 1,700 euros, strong social benefits and high wages make daily life both secure and enjoyable in this northern European nation. Finland's population stood at about 5,554,000 by mid-2025, reflecting steady growth driven by urban migration and a robust social welfare system. The economy generated a nominal GDP of roughly $306 billion in 2024, with per-person output near $54,773, ranking Finland 48th globally and among Europe's wealthiest nations per capita. On the 2025 Quality of Life Index, Finland scored 203.8, placing 6th worldwide, which highlights its excellent healthcare, safety, and infrastructure. Finland has also been named the world's happiest country for 8 consecutive years in the World Happiness Report 2025, reflecting strong social support and trust in institutions. Tourism rebounded strongly. In 2022, international visitors spent about 3.4 billion euros, and arrivals reached 5.65 million in 2023, supporting tens of thousands of jobs in hospitality and transport. Wages remain high. Average gross monthly pay was around 4,250 euros in 2024, helping residents manage Finland's above-average cost of living. A single person's typical monthly expenses, excluding rent, run near 942 euros, about 3.8% below U.S. levels, reflecting moderate grocery and utility costs. Covering 338,145 square kilometers, Finland's landscape is 73.9% forested, with over 188,000 lakes and abundant waterways that define both its beauty and resource base. Public services like education and healthcare are free or heavily subsidized, underpinned by a progressive tax system and strong welfare policies that enhance daily life. Moreover, over 95% of commercial forests carry sustainability certifications, showcasing Finland's leadership in environmental stewardship and the bioeconomy. Together, these factors, economic strength, social well-being, natural wonders, and a commitment to sustainability, make Finland a nation where balance, resilience, and high quality of life meet in every season.